already created the lines on this pattern, the nipple, under bust and waist, and now I'm creating my chest line, which is usually from the armhole area. Next will be the nipple to nipple. I'll create that and mark it all the way straight down, like so. Now will be our bust measurement. Before then, you're going to remove 1 inch from the chest line area and the under bust area. That's half and half on both sides. And then use your cuff set to connect. Set because I didn't really like the way that one was looking. The shape wasn't curved enough. Well, you can use whatever cup set you have, just better to have that. This bust cup should be something like this at least. Just watch the way I connect the lines together. I'm not going to take it down to the hemline. Just let it be a few inches above the hemline as the full length, like this. So now you mark the bust measurement. You won't include the allowances that you'll be subtracting from the chest line and the under bust. This is the hip. The hip measurement, you are going to add 3 inches to the side for that A line effect. Take your curve to connect it. You have to connect it to that 3-inch line. That's what you have. 12.25. I'm still going to add 3 inches or 2. You can add 2.5 or 3, depending on how wide you want it to be. I just added 2.5 here. So now you have that A-line effect. I'm going to raise the side up by 1.25 and connect it. Of course, this is the hemline of the dress. That's the neck area, and I already marked the shoulder slope. If you don't know how to do this, you can watch the first video to know how to get your shoulder slope. Now I want to mark the Queen Anne side neckline. See, I just pointing by I think 1.25 and then connected it to the neck distance width. Now 1.25, 1.5, whichever way you feel like. So I'm just dividing the armhole by 2. So now we're and I'll just go in by half and connect it. You should have something like this when you're done. I opened it a little more because I wanted it to be a bit big. Disregard that other line. Just watch what I'm doing. Now, what we did was we sewed the allowances there and then ironed it. We didn't cut it out. You are not going to cut out your own. So we're going to do our back pattern. This is me just creating the shoulder slope. And I'm going to be marking all the horizontal lines, chest line, waist, and hip height. I've already created the line for the full length of the dress, so I just mark everything across. You don't need the nipple line because this is the back. So waist and hip. Just like the back, just like the front, 3 inches. You're also going to be marking the nipple to nipple line straight down and then open 1 inch. That's half and half on both sides. You can open yours to 0.75, that's 1.5, but as long as you add the measurement back to the waist. Mark the bust, mark the waist, and connect the lines together. That's how we did the front. And before that, add the back 2.5, then connect. Like I said, you can make yours 2.5, you can make it 3. That is fine. And just curve it at the hem and connect it. I'm also going to be marking the Queen Anne's neck here too. Divide the armhole. Mark the armhole, going by half. Armhole midpoint and going by half. And you connect. So we're going to connect the neck width to the armhole. The line is not straight, so you have to use a curved instrument for this. And now the zip area. I'm subtracting 0.75 at the zip and then adding it back to the side. This is because I want to remove the zipper bulge that usually appears at the dress. And just before I forget, this illustration, the neck width is not neck depth is not going to be so deep. So when you are doing yours, you can make your chest line deeper I think this chest line here is 7, so you could make yours 9 or 8, however deep you want it to be is fine, but this one is not that deep. So you just connect the zipper area like this and cut it out. So that means you've removed 1.5 at that zipper area at the middle. That's the waist side, the waistline. And then I just did a little curve at the back. You can go down by 1 or half, just not too deep, unless you want it like that. Now I'll be transferring to fabric and cotton. Yes, I had to open it very well on the fabric because we've already sewed the side, the center rather. This is me just adding allowance to the hem and allowance all round. So in essence, you're only going to have 1 piece for the front and 2 pieces for the back. So you do the same thing too for the back. Add your allowance and cut. That's just me trying to find out where exactly that is because it's not lapping on the fabric. So this is marking to know where center back is and to know where the wrong side and the right side is too. So I'm creating the sleeve. Just mark a straight line, and then from the straight line you divide your bust by 6 rather, by 12, and then on that same line that you've just drawn, you divide again by 6 to know where to mark, and then connect that place to the front. Then create a midpoint and go in that midpoint by half like this and connect. So you have this is the armhole for the sleeve. If you don't understand, watch it again and ask questions. So the sleeve length, I want to make it 26. Like I said, the neck is not so deep. You can make yours deep. You can make it as deep as 9. But the neck of this illustration is not deep at all. This is the bicep divided by 2. That 13-inch line is where the elbow line is. It's usually a standard. In case you don't know your clients on the average size, you can just use 13 for them. That's their elbow line. And yes, the flare of this sleeve was not so big. So when you're doing your own, make yours bigger than this. I think this here is about 6 or 7. You can make yours much wider. Maybe like 10 or 9 or more. So this is the pattern of the sleeve, and I also curved it at the bottom. So I'll just be transferring now to fabric, and I cut the same for the two parts, front and back. This is me cutting on hairstay and also on lining. The hairstay just helps it stay better. And I reduce the length of the lining and I iron my hairstay on my fabric. This is crepe. So now I'm just going to use the lining to turn the crepe in. of both the front and the back, and then I'll join the front and the back together. That's the back, center back that I join together, up and down. So 2 center back, like I said, and 1 front piece. Yeah, that's the front piece. And this is our gown, already having that A-line effect. So that's the back, and this is the front too. We're going to join front and back together. Just be sure to put your pattern close by so you're not confused. You join it at the shoulder slope. I'm just using the pen to indicate that's the color, which one is front and which one is back. So I've done for both sides. And I'm going to use bias to turn it, just like the way it is in the picture. And if you want to use the same lace to turn it in, you can also do that. And then this will serve as the rope for the back. Same done both. Now we'll connect it to the front and to the back, where I've marked. Just stick it in there and then sew it from the inside. This was a very, very long, confusing process. So be careful when you're doing your own. To open it a little more because it wasn't passing through. So I've sewn it together, front and back. Now I'm going to join the sides. Join the side, everything. I've sewn the sleeve. Now I'm going to join the sleeve too. And our dress is ready.